back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman. Well, we're actually in our remote studio in the garden level of the Holman house, but we're going to go all the way to England this morning, as a matter of fact. Dan Hendriksen, founder of Dan Hendriksen Golf in England. Dan, it is good to have you on. We've been trying this for quite a while. How are you doing? And welcome to the show.
Chris, thank you for having me, first and foremost. Yeah, I'm doing very well. The weather over here is somewhat okay. Not quite golfing weather, but we're still managing to get out occasionally.
Well, you got the Scottish Open over, so now we're in good shape, you know.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely right.
Well, listen, let's talk a little bit about your company. Tell me what Dan Hendriksen Golf does.
Well, Dan Hendriksen Golf started a few years back now. I'm a PGA professional back here in the UK. Was a head professional general manager of a golf club, and then for some reason around 5-6 years ago I wanted to take a small detour and fell into the media world of golf. I got into making YouTube videos. I got into quite a big platform through YouTube and had the opportunity to travel many parts of the globe with it, which I never thought I'd have the opportunity. But so yeah, I've now been on my own doing YouTube videos for around 3 years, created probably best part of nearly 1,100 videos during that time, and got to travel and obviously get back to the United States a few times myself. So yeah, I mean, it's a huge U-turn, should we say, from what I was doing, standing in a pro shop selling what we call Mars bars over here and giving golf lessons. So yeah, an amazing journey to this point.
Yeah, but listen, this is kind of interesting because this is the step off the end of the plank into entrepreneurship. It's not always a comfortable step, and you left something that was very sound and very solid to go off on this flyer. What ticked there? Did you bump your head or what?
No, I think from a very young age, I've always kind of traveled. My father was always keen on travel, so I got traveling quite a bit. I went over to the university on a golf scholarship to Florida, down in Florida there, and so travel has always been a huge part of things for me. You get that bug, you know. You're in a pro shop, you love it. I was trying to get out to play as much as I possibly could, compete, and then when these opportunities kind of happen, you can't help but grab on and move forward with it. And YouTube kind of took off best part of in golf probably about 10 years ago, really started to get going. And you see some big YouTube channels out there now within golf. And I was lucky enough the boat had gone and I managed to sort of clamber onto the back of the boat and start getting an audience and start moving some videos out there. So you're right. It was an uncomfortable move, especially with a young family, but I could see light at the end of the tunnel with it and decided to give it a go.
Well, give my best to your wife, who has a little bit of grit to let you do this.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about what's in your videos so everybody knows.
Yeah. So we obviously, as a PGA professional, I'm very keen on showcasing tips in the game of golf, trying to help people along the way with their golf. But we try to do it not necessarily on a range or in a studio. We like to get out onto the golf course and actually play. And the great thing about that is I'm able to obviously focus on the travel side of things. I get to play some amazing golf courses everywhere. And whilst we're out there playing, showcasing these golf courses, we're also able to showcase the quality of golf that we can show off and also give tips along the way. So it's very much tip orientated, but with golf at the same time, which is important to me.
As a business guy, I'm trying to see where you're getting your revenue. Do courses pay you then to come in because you're highlighting them as product placement?
Yeah, there's a combination really. We get obviously golf courses. Some golf courses want us to come and vlog their course and showcase their facilities that they've got there. So we get that as a revenue stream. I've got some great companies behind me. You know, Titleist and FootJoy are a big supporter of what we do here. ShotScope are a big supporter of what we do here. So I've got some big brands behind the channel that help me get access to different players. They get me access to different locations, not just in the UK, but around the world. So yeah, there's there's good opportunities out there. So there's where the revenue comes in, and then obviously adverts from YouTube as well.
So, Dan, this is not an easy task, getting the titleists of the world as underwriters. How did that happen? Because sometimes you can't even get in the door.
No, you can't. And I think because I was a head pro of a golf club, I always think, if I think about head pros of golf clubs, I think of things like Titleist and FootJoy that go kind of hand in hand with people like that. They've been a big supporter of me when I was coming up, certainly through the ranks from a playing point of view, and then obviously becoming head pro. I pitched this idea to them. They had seen me previously creating videos, and really those guys, certainly in the UK based guys, the Europe version of Titleist FootJoy, who are attached with the guys in the States, they looked at me and thought, right, well, what can we do to help him, buy a computer, get a camera, and get him on the road? So huge opportunities with those guys.
Well, and it gets you all over the world, which is pretty incredible. Let's talk very quickly. We've got about a half a minute left. How do people get a hold of your YouTube?
Well, just simply go onto YouTube, type in Dan Hendriksen Golf. You'll pick up the channel pretty quickly. I'm also out on Twitter at Hendriksen Golf, Facebook at Hendriksen Golf, and Instagram at Hendriksen Golf. So I will see you all over there.
Last question. Have you played golf in Michigan in the fall?
Been to Michigan. I've got a very good friend of mine that's at Traverse Point, but I've never had the opportunity to actually play there. So one day I will get there for sure.
Next time you bring the clubs, and you and I and your mutual friend here will be out, Kurt Rankin. All right.
I certainly look forward to it.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Dan Hendriksen from Dan Hendriksen Golf in England, home base there, but all over the planet.
Thanks, Chris.
You've been watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman. We'll be back with more.